Well, in Indonesia, the death toll has risen to nearly 100 after a powerful 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck the island of Lombok, not far from the popular island of Bali. Kristie Stout tells us the quake struck several popular tourist islands and vacationers are scrambling to get out, while crews work to find those feared trapped under debris.
Death and devastation after the quake. Scores of people were inside this mosque in North Lombok when it collapsed during Sunday's earthquake. It's one of many buildings on Lombok, Gili, and Bali Islands that crumbled as the ground shook. The National Board for Disaster Management says the rescuers desperately need heavy machinery as they're sifting through the rubble by hand.
The quake happened around 8 p.m. after evening prayer. Lombok people who live near Mataram felt a very big tremor. We anticipate there will be another quake. We don't know when it's going to happen, maybe in the morning, afternoon, or at night. So we built this tent.
Here, watch your feet and roll it that way.
In a race to find survivors, people worked overnight and often in darkness on the Gili Islands. At least one man was freed as volunteers worked on getting a woman out. The islands are popular with tourists, and by morning, hundreds were waiting to be evacuated. There were chaotic scenes as people tried to board boats, the only way off the island for such large crowds. And back on Lombok, the Indonesian Red Cross is helping to rescue the injured. It's been only a week since the last strong earthquake hit, and many people panicked.
They ran out of house and they were trying to stay around the roadsides because they were afraid of being under the construction, knowing that, a week before that, they were also hit by a strong earthquake and they experienced quite, damages around their areas.
Even on the island of Bali, further away from the epicenter of the quake, buildings collapsed from the tremors. But it is on Lombok where the devastation is the most dire and the number of victims is expected to rise.
And earlier, my colleague Kristie Stout spoke with Tiffany Lowe from the International Federation of the Red Cross in Lombok about what people on the ground need right now.
Indonesian Red Cross, with support from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, they've been working since the last earthquake struck a week ago. And of course, with the most recent one, they've redeployed to provide assistance in search and rescue, psychosocial support, emergency water, as well emergency water needs, as well as shelter through the distribution of tarpaulins and health and hygiene kits.
Yeah, we're reporting hundreds of people have been injured as a result of this earthquake. Let's talk about them. When hospital buildings are damaged, when the power grid is damaged and out, how are the injured being cared for?
Correct. So, of course, the most seriously injured, they're still being provided care. There's still some access to health care through the national healthcare system. However, what Indonesian Red Cross essentially are doing is they're supporting with more of the triage of the, how should I put this, the less serious effects. So they're providing first aid and emergency health care. As part of their roster, they have doctors and nurses who, in addition to their regular day jobs, are volunteering their hours after work to provide this help.
Well, still to come here at Connect the World, there are just hours left until the US reimposes sanctions on Iran as the economy struggles. We'll look at what this means for the Iranian people. Also,
But you're a fan of the president? You think he's doing a good job?
Of course, he's doing a lot better than what Obama did.
he's under fire in Washington, but how do Donald Trump's supporters think he's faring? We are in his heartland later this hour.